She does anything. She is a whore for food. Oh, hey, everybody. We are recording on National Burger Day. I hope that you had a great, delicious burger on National Burger Day. Brought to you by Taproom of Ypsilanti. Their burger meat comes straight from Knights. Did you know that?
I did not know that their burger meat came straight from Knights.
It is some of the highest quality burger meat that you can get.
I'm going to have to go to Taproom.
And you can get it at Taproom prices.
And buy you a burger.
Let's do it.
Well, the only problem is that we can't record in there because, well, I'm pretty sure that they would get mad. And also, it would sound like absolute shit. All those hard surfaces, terrible.
Recording in Taproom?
Oh,
Let's save that idea. Let's put a pin in it. What is that popular thing right now? Like corporate speak?
We'll table
corporate
that
speak.
discussion.
We'll table that for now. Good old corporate speak. All right, let's pull up the discussion that we had. Our Ypsi area discussers had a discussion earlier about what we should talk about. Let's just spitball. All right, so do we have enough to talk about dogs? Dogs of Ypsilanti?
The dogs of Ypsilanti. Well, I got one dog, and you've got
Sophie, you're in the way.
Okay, so dogs of Ypsilanti.
I don't think we can fit dogs in just one episode. That's what you said to that.
I did say
The
that.
Dogs of Ypsilanti, brought to you by Sophie McFluffenstuff Hargenrader. The best 8-year-old doodle this side of the Mississippi.
I think.
Well, and the other side of the Mississippi.
That is an objective opinion, obviously. You have seen every doodle that has ever been made.
Obviously.
Yes.
I've been on both sides of the Mississippi. I can say she is the best doodle this side of the Mississippi and that side of the Mississippi.
Absolutely.
Mississippi's not a word anymore. Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Mississippi. I'm talking into my dog.
Yeah. I have no idea if anyone's going to be listening to this. We haven't even started a discussion. What are we going to talk about? The dogs. Dog parks.
Dog parks. We don't dog parks there.
There are no dog parks in Ypsilanti. There's plenty of space in Ypsilanti. There's Recreation Park.
Where's Recreation Park?
Recreation Park is right next to Rutherford Pool. And there's Waterworks Park.
Where's Waterworks Park?
Waterworks Park is across from the old Ford plant. And
The old Ford plant being Water Street?
No. The old Ford plant, that's on Factory Street. All right. What we're going to talk about is possibility of a dog park not just in Pittsfield. You know about Lily Park, Lily Dog Run Park?
Lily Dog Park?
Yeah, is it Lilyfield?
Are you talking about Swift Run?
Swift Run Dog Park right next
off of Platt.
Over off of
Next
Platt.
to the recycling center in Pittsfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there after it rains?
No.
I will tell you, Mark, that park is poop soup after it rains.
Poop soup?
Yeah. The drainage is not great. And if you take your dog there after it rains, you're going to find some giant puddles, breeding mosquitoes. And let me tell you, friends, if your dog likes mud, oh, they will be in heaven and you will never get it out of your car again.
That's why you have a friend with a Jeep.
Oh, Jeeps aren't what they used to be. I guess we can beat them up.
We can beat up a Jeep.
Beat the Jeep.
Beat the Jeep, yeah. With one of those
This episode brought to you by Jeep.
Willis Jeeps. Not Daimler Chrysler. No, it's not Daimler Chrysler. It's Avanti. It's Avanti Jeeps. We don't want Avanti Jeeps. We want Willis Jeeps.
Sophie, are you talking into the mic right there?
I think Sophie's talking in the mic.
Sophie, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? You are so bad at that. Who is it? Who is it?
Yes,
Just
so there's...
two can talk and one likes to bark.
So that's poop soup, huh?
Poop Soup Park, that's what we call it. Us
Yeah.
dog owners. Us dog owners that can take our dogs out into public.
Yeah. You know, one of the ways that we could reduce the heavy metals contamination on Water Street is we put in a dog park and then we
And
just...
give our dogs cancer?
Well, we wouldn't give our dogs cancer. We would give strangers' dogs cancer.
Oh my god, that's unethical. I love it. No, there's not a dog that I would wish that upon.
Yeah.
This episode brought to you by Dow Chemical.
If Dow Chemical actually had done what it had done to the Tittabawassee River in Water Street, we could actually get our money back. But no, it was all those
Who was the developer?
Oh, God. It was in 98, 99.
Why can't we sue them?
Well, I think they don't exist anymore.
Why can't we sue their estate, their business equivalent of an estate? Let's go after the people that were CEO.
We might be able to. I don't know.
Hey, if we had a functional city lawyer, we could probably find out.
You mean a lawyer that isn't like 85?
Draconian.
So we've had to.
Did you know that he said? Did you know that at a city council meeting that I was at, he said, it's not my job to tell the council what to do. It's my job to tell them whether or not it's legal. And that, my friend, is probably how we ended up owning Water Street in the first place without an environmental survey having been done. Because you would think that a lawyer that you're paying would try and protect you from getting screwed over, but that's not the lawyer that we got.
No. You mean Cheryl Farmer stopped a particular lawyer that shall not be named from becoming the city lawyer.
And it is because of the college that lawyer went to. She didn't like the college that lawyer went to. So she blocked them from becoming city attorney.
That is some petty stuff.
Ooh, she petty.
So we're all over the place. We're talking about dog parks. We're talking about,
It's in the spirit of Ypsilanti.
Yes, it is.
It's in the 4 square miles, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
All right, where else could we put a dog park?
Well,
Do we still have that soccer field in Frog Island?
Yeah, we do have that Frog Island.
Is that used?
Yeah, the rugby team does practice there.
Eastern Rugby?
I don't
High
know
school
if it's
rugby.
No. It's Ypsilanti Rugby Company.
Ypsilanti has a rugby team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's self-formed. And I let their posts through whenever they post because it's nonprofit. So
what do you think they would think about an effort to dual zone, for lack of a better term, the park?
So we're gonna make young men dodge dog turds on their day off.
Hey, it would make them a little more agile, don't you think? It would up the ante.
That's an interesting proposition. Perhaps we should table that at this time.
Did you just call it a paw position?
A proposition.
Oh,
Woof, 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 woof.
Loving the puns. Keep them coming.
I'll try my best. So we've got a lot going on these next couple of months. We've got to decide a new sheriff. We've got the new budget needs to be decided before June 7. I'm actually going to go to that city council meeting.
When is it?
I got to check.
It better not be tonight.
Oh, if it's tonight, we're screwed.
I mean, it's 8. It's probably over by now. Yeah. Oh, by the way, honey, are we going to add ourselves to the ethics committee so that the ethics committee can meet?
The ethics committee. I got to talk.
Did you see that? Did you see that post that Townsend made about the sheriff's oversight committee being the meeting being canceled because they couldn't meet quorum?
The sheriff's oversight meeting.
I think it was a sheriff's oversight meeting. It might have been the ethics committee, but it was something important. Look, Ipsy, listen. If you have one spare night a month that you can carve out, please consider signing up for a committee. They are the only way that we will be able to get engaged with our city council and have an impact. They're one of the best ways that we can have an impact on the shape that our city takes as we move forward in time.
We are a pro-system engagement podcast. There are some people that are on the left side of the political spectrum that are accelerationists. What
is accelerationist?
They straight up vote for Trump because he's terrible.
Oh, like they want to burn the system down.
Yeah.
I want to burn the system down, but listen, on a local level, we might be able to reverse this.
Well, I hope so.
Hey, Mark, what are your thoughts on running for city council?
Okay, if you can get me about 7 girlfriends, I'll think about it.
No, this isn't the polyamory podcast anymore. We already did that episode.
Yeah. But you're never going to get 7 girlfriends, even if it was true.
I could get you 7 friends that are girls.
Oh, I already have 7 friends that are girls.
Oh my gosh, why aren't you running for city council? You got yourself 7 girlfriends.
Oh no. What have I done?
Ypsilanti, Mark Hergott, 2024.
Yeah, 2024. Right. Yeah, 2024. You know, Evan.
He's a write-in.
Evan is running for.
What ward are you?
I'm in the 3rd ward. Evan's running,
you could unseat him for sure.
I could. I don't want to unseat Evan. Evan's all right.
I don't know very much about Evan. I'm not one way or the other on individual city council members.
Yeah. How about I get onto one of those committees? Let's working our way on one of those committees.
All right, let's do it. You know, I got the paperwork back in like November, December. I got the clerk to send me the paperwork, and then I never actually engaged after that.
I was in a bad spot in December.
It's been a long road these last 6 months. Dogs.
This is how it works with our podcasts. I mean, we're trying to talk about dogs. I actually think that we could
have a dog park.
We could have a dog park. It actually wouldn't be that hard. We put a fence around it, and we put owner assumes all risk.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And there's lots of space, like in Waterworks Park, or we could fence off a part of Prospect Park. And it doesn't even have to be a big dog park, like 500 by 500 square feet. That's plenty for a dog to be able to be off leash.
Sure. I bet you it would be so popular.
Remember that missed connections of the tripod?
Oh, the tripod.
Yeah. So
Ypsi area discussion. If you'll remember that missed connection post from not even a week ago, a few days ago. Wait, we're recording on what, May 28th? We're recording May 28th. It was probably around the 25th or so, 26th or so. There was a missed connection post of this tripod dog who walked past another tripod dog and was just kind of looking for him. It was the cutest thing we've had on that page in a while. Our little dumpster fire corner of the internet.
You know, I actually love your magnet. Your refrigerator magnet?
Oh, my Ypsilanti area discussion dumpster fire magnet.
Yes, I do.
Oh,
love that.
It is just a gem. You know, I actually had one before that one. And when I was moving, I think it got water damage on it. And since it's a wooden magnet, it was pretty well ruined. And I reached out to the person who I bought it from. What's her last name? Holly
Shanefield.
Holly
Shanefield, who also runs a fantastic program called Holy Bones, which is a October-based, spooky-themed craft and art show. And if you haven't heard of it, you've heard of it now.
What's her online store called?
Holliest.
Holliest, really? Mm-hmm. What was her store before? The in-person store?
Oh, the in-person was Stardust.
Stardust. I missed that place. So I walked into Stardust one time with you, I think. Well, it was with you, right?
Yeah.
I found all this Ypsi merch, and it was so great. One of the things I picked up was this silly little magnet, and it was a dumpster fire, and it was just labeled Ypsi area discussion. And I liked it so much, I reached back out to Holly, and she goes, you know, I don't have any more, but I can reach out to the maker for you. And so I actually bought another one or another two. The guy laser cut it for me because he didn't have any extra. I love that magnet so much.
I love that magnet.
We can
much.
We can make that our art.
We can make that the album art.
That can be album art for our podcast.
I think we can do that.
I hope we don't have to pay royalties.
I don't know. We're gonna have to figure this out. But I do want to say that I think
so. Holly's real quick. So Holly's website. What is it called?
Holliest.
Friends, go check out Holliest. This is not an advertisement. This is just a personal plug. Go check out her website. See if there's anything fun on there that you like. She's got a little bit of a what slant would you call it? She's got a bit of a Wiccan kind of feel, like a spooky, but not spooky.
You know, we'll use the Ypsi area discussion group, but we also will use one of Holly's mini portraits. I've got one in my house.
Are we
in
allowed
a place
to?
of honor.
That way might have to pay royalties.
You know, I will pay royalties directly to...
Anyways, friends, go check out Holliest. See if you like anything. If you like dark tattoos, if you like, reading historical romance, fantasy novels, you'll probably like her stuff. Steampunk.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Our generation will like it. As long as you're not like a goody two-shoes.
Yeah, there was...
Goody two-shoes, get out of our space.
Yeah, goody two-shoes.
You're not allowed to listen. We don't like you. So we were talking about dogs.
Yeah,
You think that we really could what do you think would happen if we just put a fence up in the middle of the night? With owner assumes all risk.
What, like the Ypsi skate folk did?
Oh, sure.
It's since it's animals and there's some more space in the budget than there was when the Ypsi skate park was putting up. I would suggest that it would get torn down.
I think that Ypsi PD has more to do.
Oh, Ypsi PD has more to do?
I think they've got more important things. That's for a different podcast.
Yeah, Ypsi PD is going to be another podcast.
Not this one.
Not this one.
I'd rather ask forgiveness than permission on this, but hey, if a dog park shows up overnight, we are not responsible in any way, shape, or form for the sudden appearance of said dog park.
Especially since I cannot actually afford that kind of fencing material.
Yet.
It'll all depend on the success of this podcast, right? So
do we, as a dog owner, your dog is kind of hostile.
Yeah, my blonde bitch of a dog.
Yeah, she tries to eat me.
Yeah.
Whenever she sees me. She lets me know that she don't like me. She's a one-man kind of gal.
Ironic, considering the other episode.
You know, I know of a bunch of people who have mean dogs. I know a bunch of people who have COVID dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Who never really got very well socialized.
Oh, man.
I don't know that having a new dog park in the area would be particularly successful, but I do know that there are a lot of dog owners in it who, you know, it is hard to make that trek over to Swift Run. I would love for my dog to be able to have a space to be off leash legally. I'm not going to talk about what I do or don't do over in Riverside Park with my dog because, you know, if my dog gets into the river, I'm not going to go after her. I can't be held responsible for her swimming around, right? Can I?
Actually, you could totally be held responsible, but we don't have any park rangers, so...
Park rangers?
We don't have any park rangers.
We have to, oh my God. Listen, if we get park rangers, we better have freaking bathrooms back.
I would love to have a bathroom that is permanent. And
we have a permanent bathroom. It's permanently closed.
It is permanently closed, and I don't like it. Permanently closed. Pants.
But really, Water Street, right?
Yeah, Water Street.
Anytime you mention pants, you have to say, actually, it's Water Street.
Yeah.
All right.
I am
Thanks
not
a lot, Ed.
Yeah, Ed.
Ed? Like the Lion King.
Yeah.
Ed?
That height.
What a jackal. In any case, dogs. Dogs. I've got a dog. You've got a dog. How many dog owners do you think there... Oh my God. Do you even... the variety of dogs that we have in Ypsilanti. I have seen tripods. I've seen some beautiful shepherds. I've seen... what other kinds? Have you ever heard of a Scottish elk hound?
I actually know of a few Scottish elk hounds.
Or are they Scottish deer hounds? Now I'm second guessing myself.
They're elk hounds, I believe. They're very, very tall dogs.
You're talking about the ones down that way?
Oh yeah, I know them.
Oh, you know them. Okay. So we've got Scottish elk hounds in our very own 4 square miles.
Are they Irish elk hounds?
No, they're Scottish.
Oh, they're Scottish.
Yeah, I got to meet them last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I put out a post asking to meet large dogs.
Yeah, those are large dogs.
There's some pretty big dogs. We've got Great Danes.
Great Danes are lovely animals.
We've got, what's that printing shop that's got some Great Danes?
Underground printing?
Is that the one over towards Depot Town?
VG Kids, you mean?
Oh, I don't know. It's like between Boggs and Thompson and but across the street.
The Standard Printing Company.
Next to the Auto Museum?
Yeah.
Standard Printing Company?
That's Standard Printing.
I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking of. I think that they have not German Shepherds. They have Great Danes that are there once in a while. I haven't met them yet, but I've heard of them. They're just out there waiting for me to pet them. Listen, Ypsi area discussers, listeners, if you have a dog that is friendly, I would love to meet your dog. I'm not weird. I just like dogs.
You'll have to send any of those messages through our Facebook page.
Obviously.
Yes.
You can't have my phone number.
Yeah.
You gotta buy me dinner first.
I have bought you dinner first.
Well, you've got my number.
Yeah. That's
All
true.
right, you got my number.
Yeah.
All right, so now the glottals are gonna be, they're all gonna be me.
Now that, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave those in.
No.
Okay, I'll cut them out.
No, you won't. Because I'm not going to listen to this anyways. I can't stand the sound of my own voice.
Yeah.
Drink break.
Drink break. So, what are we drinking tonight?
This episode brought to you by Labatt Blue Light, bought, I assume, at Bog.
Oh, no. You can't buy a beer at Boggs.
Where'd you go?
Oh, I went to the marathon at Prospect in Michigan.
Oh, well, in any case, this episode brought to you by Bog Soup.
Boggs soup. It's soup, and you can eat it from a gas station.
We gotta do a soup episode.
We do have to do a soup episode. We're doing a dog episode this time, though.
Okay, dogs. What are some of the dogs that you know of in the area, in the Ypsilanti area?
Well, I know of a dog that I can never, ever hope to pet or be friendly with, unfortunately.
Who?
Oh, Barkley the dog.
Who's Barkley the dog?
Barkley the dog is on my regular walking route, and Barkley, every time Barkley has known me for half a decade.
His entire life, I assume?
Her entire life.
Barkley's a girl?
Barkley's a girl.
Oh, Barkley. Oh,
Yeah.
you live by some Shelties, don't you?
I do live by some
We got
Shelties.
Shelties? Okay, sorry. Tell me
Yeah.
more about Barkley. Is Barkley one of the Shelties?
No, I think Barkley is a rescue dog. The thing is that I can never speak to Barkley's owner.
Oh.
Because Barkley is trying to murder me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you a murderer?
No, I'm not a murderer.
Well,
I'm not a post office worker. I'm not even a poll taker.
You're not even an Amazon delivery guy.
I'm not even an Amazon delivery guy.
Jeez, Barkley, what's got up her butt?
I don't know. I guess I just have that face.
You really have a face for radio.
I do have a face for radio, but I have a voice for newspapers too.
If you tried to teach a college course, I'm pretty sure that half your class would fall asleep. Well, today we're going to be recording an ASMR video while I teach you about 17th century Scotland off the dome.
So the one thing I did when I was editing was I removed all of my pauses. Mm-hmm. That took me an hour and a half.
I believe it. Also, I don't know, your pace is a little... I think that we could speed your pace up. I think that my pace is probably able to be sped down to like 0.9, but yours could be sped up to like 1.1, and we might meet in the middle, you know what I mean?
Right. Well,
It's kind of a Goldilocks situation.
I know. We'll have to work on that.
I think it'll get better as we record.
Yeah.
I think we'll get it. I think we'll hit our groove. Mm-hmm. What are some of the hazards of owning a dog in Ypsilanti?
Oh, goodness. Some of the hazards of owning a dog in Ypsilanti
Go ahead.
is skunk incursion.
You're going there already.
I'm going there right now. Now listen, I don't know if Ypsilanti has a higher than normal skunk population, but Ypsilanti has a skunk population that's notable.
I think they all live within like a 10th of a mile of me. I will tell you, Sophie and I made it 8 blissful years without a skunking incident. And man, I didn't know what I had. One night, what was it, about a month ago now? You know, it's skunk season. It's as the snow melts, as the little critters come out, it's definitely skunk season. And I work midnights, so I was letting Sophie out right before I left for work one night, and I always put her on a lead that is attached to my porch. Thank God the collar that I got her recently was of poor manufacturing, because when I let her out that night, she saw something and tore after it. And when she reached the end of her lead, that collar snapped right off, and she did not get clotheslined. She did not break her neck. So I'm eternally grateful to Kate Spade for their manufacturing quality. I still have to write them a thank you note. But this episode definitely brought to you by Kate Spade collars. They'll save your dog's life. So she beelines after this thing, and I have no idea what she's doing. She usually runs after rabbits, and she's never really beelined it like that after them. But she, whatever it was, she was after it. I look out into the dark, and it happened so fast, Mark. I didn't even know what happened. I saw what I thought were feathers in the dark, because I don't know if you know this, but a skunk does a handstand to spray at you. I did not know this until I looked it up later, but a skunk will stand on its front 2 paws with its whole body above it, its tail sticking up in the air, and I swear to God, in the dark, it looked like feathers. And I was like, what the heck? I thought it might have been like a bird, like maybe a turkey. I don't know, because we do have a turkey family kind of living by us too. Sophie comes running at me, and again, this is all within seconds. She comes running at me with her face down towards the ground. She's pawing at her face, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe at that point when I saw that, I was like, oh God, was it like a porcupine or something? Did she get quills in her face? As a dog owner, all these things are like instantly running through your brain. You're like, oh my God, surgery for quills, blah, blah, blah. So I grab her face so that I can see what's going on. And as I pull her muzzle up to look at it, the smell, Mark, the smell.
Thials.
As a chemist, I can tell you, thials are the nastiest, most pungent, hardest to break down and get rid of odoriferous compounds. It's one of the worst things that can happen to you.
So they're sulfur based, right?
Oh yeah, they're sulfur based.
They
not really,
the best.
Really are.
It is not the best.
Yeah. So it's the sulfur equivalent of an alcohol.
Oh Lord. Oh God. That sounds horrible.
Well, an alcohol just is an OH group.
Yeah.
And thiol is an SH. Mm-hmm. And interestingly, it's an old wives' tale. It's a myth that tomato acid. What is it? Tomato
the acid.
The acid in tomato juice. It's a myth that tomato juice will help your dog. What you really need is
thiols.
Yeah, thiols are basically the sulfur equivalent of and it's a total myth that tomato juice will work on them in any form or fashion. What you need is, first of all, soap as quickly as humanly possible, because the skunk spray is an oil and it will cling to any fur, any skin. It will absorb into any skin that it comes in contact with, and that will just linger forever. And then, contrary to the acidity of a tomato juice bath, you actually need something like a peroxide, like hydrogen peroxide specifically. The thing that vets actually recommend is a mixture of Dawn dish soap, baking soda, and hydrogen peroxide. I will tell you, if you think that your dog has been skunked, do not, under any circumstance, let them into your home. I had to throw away so many things from my dog rubbing up against. She ran past me, pushed through my curtains, and just went straight into my bedroom, tried to brush it all off, like smush her face against my bed and wipe it all off out of my bed, and I almost threw my mattress away. As a chemist, I almost threw away my mattress because I couldn't get it out. Immediately as possible, all the hydrogen peroxide, all the baking soda, all the dish soap, just scrub and scrub and scrub. Try not to get it into your dog's eyes. It is inevitably likely that they will get sprayed in the face, but yeah, just do that and pray.
Yeah. You're going to have to pray, because the thing is that if your dog's been skunked, God has abandoned you, and all you have are your prayers.
I shaved that dog. I bathed that dog. I bathed myself. I bleached my house, and it still smells like gym socks in my house. I shaved my dog's hair off. It is a month later, and I still catch whiffs of it when it's too humid, or I breathe too hot onto her when I snuggle her. God, just don't let your dogs off leash, man. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, man.
Yeah. Of course, as a chemist, I did offer this advice to you. You use hydrolyzed lye, a glacial acetic acid.
We're not going there.
And 30% hydrogen peroxide. And then once you do all of that, you'll have a smellless dog.
You won't have a dog.
Well, you won't have much of a
You're
dog.
asking me to Chernobyl my dog.
No, I'm not asking you to Chernobyl my dog. I'm using hyperbole and
You're asking me to mummify my dog.
Mummify. Yeah, mummify, actually. Because Chernobyl, we would rub those mushrooms. What are they called? Those radiotrophic mushrooms all over the dog. And then the dog would be radioactive if we wanted to Chernobyl the dog. What we're talking about is mummifying the dog.
None of this has happened in Ypsilanti. None of this will happen in Ypsilanti, except for the skunking. The skunking will happen.
The skunking will happen to your dog in Ypsilanti.
Hide your kids, hide your dogs.
The skunk will come for you.
The skunks be coming.
What else do we got?
What was that an answer to?
I was talking about how, there's skunks, and we went over the skunk experience that. The skunk experience of 2024.
What do you need to watch out for? What do you need to watch out for as a dog owner?
Oh, yeah.
I will tell you, we do have what is the name of that Facebook group? It's like Depot Town Dogs, I think.
Depot Town Dogs.
We have Depot Town Dogs. There was a lady right when I first joined that group in like 2017 or so. This poor lady took her dog over to Riverside Park. Mm-hmm. Her dog got into the water, and there was broken glass in the water on the riverbed. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
That dog's paws got shredded.
Oh God.
She had to get that dog to a hospital to get the bleeding to stop. That dog's paws were so cut up and damaged for months afterwards. It was horrible. And it did actually cause some change, I think. I don't think that there's as much of that kind of thing at Riverside, because I've taken Sophie over there a couple of times now this year, and I haven't seen anything like that. I haven't heard of anything like that in a while. But oh God, I think about that once in a while, and I have no idea who it was, but I think about her.
I actually know her. I can't remember her name, but I do know her and her dogs that look sort of like Labradors, but they're not. They're retrievers that are water dogs.
Poodles?
No.
Oh, you're talking about
Listen,
Chesapeake Bay Retriever.
Chesapeake Bay Retrievers.
You're talking about a Chesapeake. It looks like a curly lab.
Yeah, actually, it does exactly look like a curly lab.
That is called a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. I've seen a couple of those at Swift Run over the years. And, gosh, they're so sweet. Labs eat everything.
Labs. Yeah. My ex-partner has a chocolate lab, and that animal loves to eat.
It tried to eat your dog, didn't it?
It tried to eat my dog.
That's why you have a dog now.
That's why I have a dog.
Your ex-partner used to have 2 dogs, and then one tried to eat the other one because it was a lab and tries to eat everything. And now you have a dog, and they only have 1 dog, right?
Yes, that's how that worked. Okay, what else do we got?
Let's talk about some positives, some dog positives. What's that store that just opened up in Depot Town?
Oh,
there's a new pet store, friends. It doesn't sell pets. Oh God.
Oh goodness.
We won't go there.
Yeah.
Don't buy your pets from Pet City, Ypsilanti. Friends, just don't.
I'm not a big fan.
There's a new pet supply store in Depot Town. I forget the name of it, but it just opened up, and it's so sweet. You can bring your dog, and from what I hear, there is a sign on the front door where you can, if your dog is reactive, your dog can still visit. You just go and you check the sign on the front door, and if there's a dog in there, if the sign says that there's a dog in there, you wait. The dogs go out. If it's empty, you bring your dog in, and you can actually flip that sign and say, don't bring any more dogs in. And your reactive dog gets to basically have like the whole space to themselves and get to have like a little visit in public experience. And I think that is just one of the most considerate things that I have seen from, and of course it's going to happen from an animal owner, like somebody that owns a pet supply store is going to be that considerate toward the animals. But I think that is just over the top consideration, and I cannot wait to go see what she has to sell. I really can't.
With that, I am going to ask Coelhinha to tell us about our commercials today.
This episode brought to you by cats. Leave us alone, Mel Brooks! Okay, this episode brought to you by Grumpy Cat. We miss Grumpy Cat.
Yes.
We miss Grumpy Cat.
Grumpy Cat. There was a company that made Grumpachinos.
Stop.
And they didn't tell the family that owned Grumpy Cat that they were making Grumpachinos. They just decided to use Grumpy Cat.
Okay.
And they sued and won.
They sued the family, or
the family sued and won?
Oh gosh, that's a little disappointing, because Grumpy Cat really should be owned by everyone.
That said, the family still needed to pay bills, and they were stealing from them.
Okay. This episode brought to you by all of the dogs at the Huron Valley Humane Society waiting for their forever home.
This episode has been brought to you by the errant lizards that are living at the Humane Society of Huron Valley.
This isn't an ASMR podcast. You gotta. This episode brought to you by
This episode is brought to you by corn. Corn, the grass you eat.
It really is grass, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
We've made very obese grass.
We've made very obese grass.
This episode brought to you by Eli Lilly's newest drug, Ozempic for corn. Corn Zempic!
Corn Zempic.
Is your corn getting obese? Once a week injections of Corn Zempic can help.
If you want to have that corn that's very, very small, that you can just put in a microwave and pop on the cob, you got to get that Corn Zempic.
Brought to you by Corn Zempic, when you need lean corn. No. Brought to you by Corn.
Corn!
You know what I'm talking about?
The
shucks, what's that? Plant-based meat?
Oh,
Corn.
corn.
It's like corn-based, like, meat substitute.
Oh, yeah. So that is made from a heavy protein fungus. And it tastes good. It tastes okay.
We have much better options now for meat alternatives. But, man, it'll get your gut, though. I hope that you're not sleeping next to anybody if you eat corn.
Oof. Well, if you are sleeping next to somebody,
I hope they also had corn, so they
And
can
then-
suffer together.
yeah, and make a wind-based symphony.
In sickness and in health. What
All
else
right.
is this episode brought to us by, Mark?
Coelhinha, this episode has been brought to you by the Dirt Devil. When you need to vacuum your house with 5 minutes to spare because
Are we just making a shit up now?
we're just making shit up now.
Oh, okay.
It's all right.
This episode brought to you by I Spy Things Around the Room. This episode brought to you by Things Around the Room. What can we find to make fun of?
You know, I actually do enjoy the most basic things in life. I am a basic bro. I'm a big fan of the easily accessible and affordable. It's a thing that I like.
Easily accessible and affordable. Tell me, what are you talking about, Mark?
Old Spice. with a
Easily accessible and affordable. Is that why your voice dropped about half an octave?
Well, no, I mean, I'm trying to put the podcast audience to sleep. They've been listening to this thing for at least 50 minutes.
Oh, we've been recording for about 50 minutes, friend. It's not all, it better not all make it in there.
Oh, no. It's not making it all in there.
Now I really understand. I'm not going to name any names, but like that person that tries to upload like 2-hour videos to Yad, I totally understand them now. Because if you don't want to go through and edit stuff, you can record for like an hour without even thinking about it.
I'm going to edit these. That's why we have weekly shows, folk. I edit all of these by myself.
Yeah,
No.
I don't do shit. I'm just the talent.
And how talented you are.
I talk too fast. I make, what are they? Glottal?
Glottal stops.
What's a glottal stop, Mark?
A glottal stop would be sort of like, well, or, you know.
Okay. All right. This episode brought to you by, well, polyamory the polyamory episode would have been more apt for swapping seats. This episode brought to you by rope lights. It's a light made out of rope. This episode brought to you by rope lights. It's a rope with lights in it.
This episode brought to you by Doodles.
Mark,
Doodles.
are you trying to ASMR the rest of the podcast to sleep?
Well, we'll try that again. This episode has been brought to you by Doodles. Doodles, the dog that is mixed up.
This episode brought to you by Doodles, the most popular mutt. Sophie, do you have anything to say? I guess not. No,
right.
Mark, that was you. Sophie, do you have anything to say? I guess not. And with that, adios, muchachos.
Bye-bye.